Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Zay, your favorite artist, and today I'm going to be showing you exactly how I paint dark skin in acrylic paint. So I'll be showing you my technique for painting portraits and just going over all of the layers. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to check out some other videos and tutorials. Alright, let's get into it. So the first thing I use for all of my portraits is retarder. This is by Golden and it just makes the paint smooth like butter. I use angled brushes, any different sizes. I also use flat brushes of different sizes. I have fine tip brushes, different sizes of course, and then I also have filbert brushes. And all of my brushes are from Michaels or Blick's. So for the acrylic paint, you can use Liquitex or Golden. Today I'm using Golden and I'm using cadmium red. I'm using blue and cadmium yellow. It can be a basics paint or a heavy body paint, and I'm also using these colors. So now let's mix some paint. So what I like to do is lay out all my colors down first. So of course I'm going to put down blue, then I'll put yellow, then I'll put red. And this is how I make my base brown, because honestly I just feel like it's more pigmented. And the other colors I'm putting down are burnt umber, burnt sienna, raw sienna, black, some rose pink, and some white. So first, when we mix the primary colors, we're basically going to make brown. But if as you're mixing the colors, you notice the color is a little bit too red or warm, that means you need to cool it down, aka you need some blue. And then just a little bit of the other colors to balance it out. If you add too much blue and then she looks purple, that means you need a little bit more orange, which is red and yellow. You just want to keep playing with the colors to balance each other out. If it's too cool, it's asking for warmth. If it's too warm, it's asking for cool. Then after that, you're going to start to add in the colors down the line. I'm adding in raw sienna because my skin tone that I'm working with is going to be a little bit lighter. Now I'm adding in a dime size amount of retarder just to make it a little bit smooth. And this is the method where I'm just going to take that base color and I'm going to scoop it and add all the colors that I already added again. This is to keep the value the same. So because as I go down the line, I'm making it lighter, so each time it will have more pink and more white. Be careful of adding too much white by itself because then you'll have a very dull, dry, boring color, and we don't want that. Make sure you add retarder each time. I scoop again, add the same colors, and just add more white. Each color you add should be in every mix that you've made. If you want to make it a little bit darker, make sure you add that to each tone so that you have the same value. So I sketched and did the underpainting off camera. What I basically did was take one color. This is raw sienna. I watered it down a lot. Think 1 part paint, 10 parts water, and I painted the entire canvas. And this just helps you to get some base color on the canvas. So my first official layer is going to be the ugly stage. I like to call this the ugly stage because there's really no pressure. I am just putting down all the colors that I see with 4 of those main tones. I'm barely blending. Most of what you see here is just going to be shapes. I have my dark tones, my secondary dark tones, the mid tone, and then the light tone. So as you can see, I'm just blocking out shapes, little small details so that I don't lose the sketch. Remember to add retarder to your paint as you see it thickening out, because acrylic does dry fast, but when you use a lot of retarder, you'll see that it lasts a bit longer mixed in with water. So retarder and water are your best friends. The second layer is to build coats. So what I'm doing is building very thin layers of paint on top of it. The blending that you want to do is very minimal because the most blending we'll do is in the next stage. So you're just building on a bunch of thin coats. And when I say thin, I mean with a bunch of retarder and water mixed into the paint so that it's more fluid and you can move it around more. I'm doing very light blending because I still want to keep the shapes intact, but I am focusing on full coverage. And full coverage just means I'm painting her entire face with the ugly stage. I'm painting her entire face with the second stage and the rest of her body. I'm working on the whole thing at a time instead of doing the nose and then doing the third coat on the nose and the fourth and so on and so forth. I found that doing full coverage at a time with each layer really helps me with discouragement because I can see the progress for the whole painting. You'll find that working in thin layers really helps a lot as you start to build them, especially in smaller parts or more particular parts like the hands or even in the nose. When you have thin layers, you can keep building them on and see them progress as you keep going. So layer 3 is my second favorite because it's technically when we get to work and we can finally start blending. So all the shapes that we had, all the layers that we put together, because they were thin and we start to put them together, at this point is when you start to blend and you start to see your image really come to life. I'm adding some details in, for example, around the nose, under her eyes, under her eyebrows. And as you can see at this point, I'm breaking out more of the smaller brushes to blend. Instead of just keeping big, thick shapes, I'm starting to blend everywhere, not just in the large spaces. As you can see, I'm still making sure my paint has water and retarder in it because that's what's going to help the paint to move and kind of move like oil paint. If you've never worked with oil paint before, it really moves a lot. It's very smooth, very blendable, so that's what we want. The retarder and water is going to be your best friend. And lastly, my favorite stage, the detail stage. So I'm adding details where I need details in the portrait, such as her edges, the eyebrows, the lashes, and this is where you break out your teeny tiny fine tip brushes. I recommend the ones at Blix, but if you're gonna get new ones, just make sure you go in person. This is where I really water down my paint, and when I say water down paint, I mean like you want it to look like ink, like calligraphy ink, not acrylic paint, because it allows your strokes to be more smooth. I switch between my tiny brushes. Some of them are small, some of them are really fine tip, but it just gives you more control. You can use this for your line work, lashes, little fine hairs. It's just really fun to be able to add in all the details that bring your painting or your portrait together. So I painted most of her hair after filling in more of the background just so that I could add stray hairs in. And now you can see me adding the details, as I said, with my fine tip brush, those little lines, using very, very, very watery paint. If you paint on your canvas and that paint ain't moving, it's begging you for some water, it's crying. So just make sure your paint, when you're doing fine details, has a lot of water in it, but not too much to drip off the canvas. So I went ahead and painted the rest of her painting. As you can see, I'm capturing content while I'm capturing content. For the rest of the painting, I did not use the retarder too much, obviously, because I want it to dry. I just like to use a lot of retarder with portraits because as I'm working on the face, I don't need the acrylic drying too fast. And if you're going to tell me to just switch the oil, I'm not going to do it. I do it sometimes, but I'm not going to do it. I love my acrylic. And if you're like me and you love your acrylic, just invest in retarder. You'll love it. The first thing we did was we made our paint colors using primary colors, and when we're making each tone, we make sure to take a portion from one and then skip to the next, adding the colors that are already on the palette. We do our underpainting all in one watered down color. Then we have our ugly stage where we're just blocking out shapes and using 3 to 4 colors. Then we have our second stage where we're just building very thin layers of paint using retarder and watered down paint. Then we have our build and blending stage where we start to blend everything together based on our reference image. Next, we have our detail stage where we're using our fine tip brush to get precision in. And then lastly, we just do the rest of our painting. I hope this video was helpful and it taught you some basics on how to mix paint and how to paint dark skin and portraiture. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I have other painting videos and tutorials. And if you really want to invest and work with me one-on-one, I also have mentorship available. All right, guys, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.